Coming into the 2008 NASCAR season, the biggest stories were Dale Jr. at Hendrick and the COT. But one storyline that wasn't getting enough coverage in hindsight was that of Kyle Busch driving for the coach, Joe Gibbs, in the number 18 Toyota. Racing in Cup at Hendrick Motorsports from 2005 to 2007, Busch had relatively modest success. He won 4 times in his 3-year span, but he was probably best known at this point for the comments he made at Bristol after the first COT race he won. But his brash actions on and off of the track caught the ire of an important person in charge of his career, Rick Hendrick. The wild attitudes and actions from 2005 to 2007 made it difficult for Mr. H. So when push came to shove in the free agency race to get Dale Earnhardt Jr., Rick Hendrick chose to keep Casey Mears around and let Shrub walk. And after a brief chance of him going to the ill-fated Bobby Ginn team, Busch ended up filling the vacant number 18 Joe Gibbs racing ride. So heading into 2008, Rowdy had a huge chip on his shoulder, and it wouldn't take long for him to deliver.
10 finish at Atlanta.
Boy,
in Sprint Cup racing.
Oh my gosh, get off the back of him, man.
Come on, guy.
I don't know exactly what was going on there, but
Patience heck.
Well,
coming to the checkers over here.
That's a Toyota and a Toyota. I think I would have asked for a little help there if it had been me.
That was Kyle Busch that said coming to the checkers over here.
For the first time in Sprint Cup racing since 1954.
Come on, folks, kick my hand.
Foreign nameplates going to victory lane. Wild Thing wins.
Yes,
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch became the first NASCAR Cup Series driver to win a race in a Toyota Camry. And this wouldn't be the last time in 2008 that Kyle Busch would just get it all done. A few races later at Talladega, Busch got his second victory of the season.
Would go with him, and he didn't. That's the problem you have.
There goes Montoya in the 42 car, and his teammate Strimmy's going to go with him. Kyle Busch puts the block on Gordon.
Montoya to the bottom.
You want the bottom. Bottom is moving.
Gordon has Stremme. Is it enough help to get to the front?
I tell you, there's anybody's game right now. It's still anybody's race.
And look at the top side. Jeff Gordon, Michael Waltrip, Jimmy Johnson, they're fighting back.
Gordon lost a bit of momentum and lost his help. Here they come to the line. White flag. 1 lap to go. Kyle and trouble. A spin in the trial of Michael McDowell. Has spun. The white flag is out.
No caution.
If he can get out of the racetrack, we shouldn't have a caution.
Kyle Busch.
Still leading.
Oh,
Trouble. A big one.
Much worse.
Turn 2.
48.
Keep rolling.
We still are not cautioned. Caution is out.
They got cars out. We got to stop.
That's ours.
That's it.
At this point, Busch was on top of the NASCAR world, leading the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series points at the time. But at the same time, Dale Jr., the man who replaced Kyle Busch at HMS, was lightning fast as well. It wasn't a matter of if the 88 would pull into victory lane, but instead when. And, well, it looked like at Richmond that the 18 was going to try and run down the 88, but the 88 would end up in victory lane. But that didn't end up happening. Kyle Busch got together with Earnhardt and ended up spinning the 88 out. Now, he was one of the most hated people in NASCAR, probably the most hated one. So how did Busch respond to this new ridicule? Well, by winning, of course.
White flag. Easy, buddy, easy.
And remember, he came in here our points leader after finishing second at Richmond. He'll certainly stretch that points lead out because right now, Jeff Burton in the 31 car is running back in the 10th position.
His fourth try.
How proud of you guys I am.
His 4th try at Darlington. His first checkered flag. Kyle Busch wins the Dodge Challenger 500.
I still feel like he's pushing the envelope too hard running side by side with that car.
It doesn't mean a thing to me, and I'm biting my fingernails off. I know that.
Go in there. There you go.
There you go.
Last 4 races for Kyle Busch. Victory lane at Talladega. 2nd at Richmond. Win at Darlington. 3rd at Lowe's Motor Speedway. What a season.
Here he comes.
Kyle Busch and Joe Gibbs Racing tame the Monster Mile.
And there he goes.
Busch right there. White flag, last lap.
At least 5.
Elliott Sadler has moved out of the racing line and cars are passing him. He's dropped to 14th.
You know, it made it a lap. When a tire's flat like that, it builds up so much heat in it. It just begins to come apart. And he's just got to, he's trying to just get as much as he can. But hats off to Elliott Sadler. But look at this car. This guy is not, he has not missed his mark all day long. Just like Marty and those guys spoke earlier. He has been right on message, right on spot. He's taken it easy this last couple of laps. You saw him. He really cut that corner tight just to get it in there and not wash out.
And the car's been consistent. The most consistent car out there all day.
And this is a strong comeback for this team. Kyle had 7 top 10s in a row, including 3 wins before finishing 43rd at Pocono and 13th at Michigan. A lot of talk that maybe this team had lost its edge. They had good strategy, a little luck, a solid driver, and a good run. 2 more turns for Kyle Busch. Through 11. Then a left-hander 12.
You boys are number 1.
Checkered flag in the air for Kyle Busch. He wins at Sonoma. Last lap at Daytona.
Oh, we got it, guys.
That's it.
Oh, man. Oh,
yeah, it's not.
Keep rolling here.
Oh, there it is.
Now they're wrecking.
Goodness. That's incredible.
Now the caution flag is out.
I think we got it. That's ours.
There were 5 wrecks before the wreck.
My good, I could not believe those guys waited. I thought they wrecked coming out of 4.
I thought they wrecked on the restart. Again, the field is frozen when the caution comes out, and NASCAR will use the scoring loops and videotape to look at the final finishing order.
I think the 99, is it Kyle or is it 99? Who's your...
I was saying that. I mean, it looked like the 99. What it was, but who knows when they, when they threw it.
These guys really don't care. They're going to ride right there in that position all the way back around here. That's going to be a tough call right there. I don't know. They're going to have to check scoring loops. Anything that's coming up on a computer or anywhere else is not right now because they're going to scoring loops.
Checkered flag. Carl Edwards pulls ahead, but we will wait for the official word from NASCAR. 2 to go when they get to the line. Kyle Busch right on Johnson's bumper.
I would say in Johnson's bumper.
That's a great shot right there, man, on a restart.
Johnson low, Busch in the high groove.
Oh, man, I told you somebody was going to drive in deep. The 18 did it.
And the 18, who's not been to the high side all night long, it seems like, goes to the outside.
Now the 48's got to drive in deep. This is where there may be some contact right here.
Look at him wash up the racetrack. Hang on. And 29's lurking right there behind him.
White flag in the air, last lap.
That was good stuff.
That was great race right there. You think Kyle Busch doesn't want to win races?
No kidding.
Here comes Harvick.
He wanted that thing.
Keep digging.
Here comes Jimmy Johnson back on the outside.
Oh, he'll drive it in deep going into 3. He's got one more shot.
Jimmy got that run down the backstretch.
Here it comes. Oh, and he did drive it in deep, but he got no place to go with it.
But he gets in, and you see the car
Keep
skate
coming,
up the
you're
racetrack.
clear.
That's a typical
I'm
aero
talking about
push.
Kyle.
Oh, man, that 48's loose.
Off the turn 4, Kyle Busch sweeps at Chicagoland, his 7th win of the season.
Just past the season's halfway point, Busch had 7 wins in 19 races. He was clearly the midsummer favorite to win the chase for the Sprint Cup. He had speed everywhere, and in August, he proved to do another incredible task.
Here is the final lap for Kyle Busch, trying to come down to get his 8th win in 2008. Ambrose now has Montoya right on his rear bumper for 3rd spot. Will Montoya make a move in 10? Ambrose covers a spot. One more turn for the battle for 3rd. Kyle Busch will come down out of turn 11 and take the checkered flag. Tony Stewart is 2nd.
Busch swept the road courses. With Busch being a lock for the chase, many had him as the championship favorite. While finishing 2nd to Carl Edwards at Michigan, he looked ready to bounce back at Bristol. He absolutely dominated the night, but when push came to shove, Edwards was the tougher shover.
See the back end of the 18 kick out.
Okay, he got into it right there.
Moved him out of the way. He's got the lead.
Here comes Kyle back at him again. He's going to get to him.
Yeah, gave him a little shove.
The bump and run, the Bristol move.
There comes Denny Hamlin right there.
Same kind of deal went down 2 weeks later at Richmond, while he was leading, this time from Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I'm pretty sure, I don't know how good his memory is, but I'm pretty sure he can remember back to May. It's really impressive. He's able to hang this time. They've been working on that car. They got together.
And Kyle Busch goes around.
Didn't wait 185 laps, Dale. I guess I was wrong about that.
I think
Whether he was living on the sword or dying on the sword, Kyle Busch was pretty much the main character of NASCAR so far into 2008. And as the chase started, he was the top seed. And this is all where it unravels. See, the 2008 chase started at New Hampshire, generally a track that isn't a championship killer for many. The majority of the top finishers in this race usually are the best teams through the season and are usually chasers. So just having a solid race is all you need. Get through this one, have it be a springboard for the rest of the chase. And Busch started on the pole thanks to qualifying being washed out, but he immediately fell back. And in the opening run of the race, he fell from 1st to 26th in just 35 laps. Busch's car was mechanically off as the front sway bar was broken. Busch advanced his position to get onto pit road quicker under the first caution, and then he would lose a lap due to being penalized, and another one due to repairing the car. And the day would only get worse. Busch managed to continue on, but he would end up finishing 34th, 12 laps down. Due to 10 of the 12 chasers finishing 14th or higher, it meant that he fell to 8th in points, 74 markers behind leader Carl Edwards. In no way yet was the season over. After all, Dover was next, and Busch had been the most recent winner at the track. Starting from 11th, he hovered around the bottom half of the top 10 for most of the race. But just as with the good from the week before, it wouldn't last.
Blown up. Flying reminder of 06.
Uh-oh, you see smoke. Smoke coming out of this 18 car. He's saying he's blowing up. That's a bad sign.
And the 18 car, Kyle Busch, you heard him saying that coming apart, and obviously smoke billowing out now from the exhaust. For you Kyle Busch fans, you may want to look away. This could be the push for the 18 car in the garage area that takes him out of the chase for the Sprint Cup here in 2008. They pushed him back up pit road, and
Eventually, the engine finally gave up. Busch was relegated to a 43rd, aka last, place finish. With 8 races to go, he was dead last in the chase, 210 points back behind the leader. Now, they were starting to get on dire straits. And with Kansas, one of his worst tracks, up next, the confidence wasn't high. And this was backed up by an abysmal run, as Busch was a lap down in the 30s for much of the day, with handling and motor problems. He limped home to 28th, nearly 2 laps down. In a sad twist of events, this still was his best run of the 2008 chase so far. The season was on life support. Still sitting 12th, 311 points back, he was almost an entire 2 races worth of points behind the lead. His only hope was to win at Talladega, and also hope that every one of the chasers in front of him crashed out. But even with a big wreck taking a bunch of them out, he couldn't capitalize as he acquired some minimal damage in that crash. And he ended up finishing 15th position. While moving up to 11th in points, the season was effectively over. He was over 2 races worth of points back, and there were only 6 races left. While Busch managed 4 top 10s in the final 6 races of 2008, it was only enough to get him to a 10th place points finish. At season's end, he'd finished 500 points behind the now 3-time champion Jimmy Johnson. This was undoubtedly the worst collapse to a season in Kyle Busch's career. And it's arguable to say that it may be the worst collapse a season has seen in the modern era of NASCAR. Though I think that he'd win out in the end in his career after the 2008 season. But with that, I want to pass this all on to you. Do you think this is the worst season collapse in NASCAR history? Let me know down in the comments below if you do. Say why. If not, which one is more? While you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content like this. Also, I want to thank every one of my channel members. I appreciate your support a ton. So until next time, have a good one.